What's up, good people and Eagle fans? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I get accused of a lot of things by Eagle fans, and one of the things I always get accused of is by Philly 500 is sacrificing chickens. That old Cowboys are going to sacrifice a whole bunch of chickens. And nothing could be further from the truth because I love chickens. I absolutely do positively love chickens. In fact, I'm building here a chicken run so that way they can be out here safe from all the foxes and the wolves and everything else. Isn't that right, chickens? Look at that. Look at the little babies and their new chicken run that me and Michael have been working on over here. Look at that. They're scratching and everything else and having a good time, eating, not worrying about a damn thing. Hanging out in the house, coming out the hen house. Did you leave me an egg? Okay. So here's what here's what is funny to me. It didn't take 24 hours for the Eagles' implosion to start. And by that, I mean by the finger pointing. I was sitting out here working, actually not sitting out here, actually putting the frame up work here for the walls, and Mike's over here tacking on all the chicken wire that keeps the chicken in. And chickens, of course, doing what chickens do, which is scratch and eat and shit and lay eggs. So the chickens are doing their thing, Mike's doing his thing, and I'm doing my thing, which is shooting videos. So an article came across. Now, it was one of those, I don't even know if it's even legitimate sites or not. But the fact that it did come across is kind of telling. What I said was, if the Eagles lose to the Cowboys, it is the powder keg that's about to explode. So this article was A.J. Brown, okay? A.J. Brown, right? Everybody's been focusing on A.J. Brown and everything else and how he's not getting enough catches and things. And I believe it was Leo who came through and said, oh, all that stuff with Kelvin Patello was a big setup. That there was nothing to that whole A.J. Brown and everything else. That they were out there, doing this as a prank, as a joke. And I said, well, if y'all are working on doing this as a big prank, I think the joke's on y'all. Because there is a problem with your offense. Your offense can't score in the second half. You literally have New York Giant-itis. Okay? New York Giant-itis is you can't hold a lead. You can't hold a lead in the fourth quarter. You guys can't score points. No, you know what? We're going to let the Giants be. We're going to let the Giants have something of their very own. New York Giant-itis is they can't hold a lead in the second half. In the fourth quarter or overtime. Eagle-itis is you can't score in the second half. And you've been relying on your defense to shut people down. So this article said the problem isn't A.J. Brown being involved in the offense. The real problem is Saquon Barkley. Oh shit, 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 oh shit. Yeah, that Saquon Barkley is holding you back. Because here's the thing that you think about. I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to let this sit here. Because it's hard to hold it and talk at the same time. In fact, I'm going to grab my coffee here. Because, I went to bed kind of late last night because I was doing all those videos and things. Because that's what I do. When you are a team that gets a lead, that's when you want to rely on your running game. Because with the running game, you can play keep away. You can play keep away from the other team. You can run out the clock and you just demoralize them because you run the ball, you pick up 4 or 5 yards, the clock, you can burn off about 30 seconds every time, and it ends up being you go away winning. But if you can't and you're throwing the football, and this is one of the problems the Cowboys had with Tony Romo. And I'm trying to remember, I guess it was going against Matt Flynn and the Green Bay Packers, where the Cowboys were up 26-3 at the half. And do you know the Cowboys ended up having to pass more than the Green Bay Packers that were trying to get back into the game? And they ended up losing it. And so I'm not going to say all of this is Saquon Barkley. A lot of it is the offensive line, and you not having Lane Johnson, and Landon Dickerson has been nicked up all season. I mean, he literally was in concussion protocol first half of the week and didn't practice till Friday. So your offensive line is beat up. And what I told you guys, I told you when you had Philly 500 bloviating about being that Saquon could be the first running back to go back-to-back 2,000-yard seasons. And I said, bro, that ain't going to happen. The best season after getting 2,000 yards was Adrian Peterson, and he had 1,200 yards the next year. 1,200. That's a major drop-off. And right now, Saquon had 10 carries for 22 yards. Now, at first, I thought it was the Eagles were being smart, and they were saying, we understand that Saquon is not going to be the same guy he was last year, so we're going to keep his carries down low, and then we're going to release him at the end of the year when it gets cold and playoffs and things, and he'll be fresh. But the reality is you have to wonder now, because the Eagles just redid his contract and paid him a whole bunch more money that takes him out to like 2030. And is this the case of Zeke Elliott, who seemingly got old overnight? Saquon Barkley's got quite a few miles on him and quite a few injuries. And if you don't get that running game going, it's going to be real hard for you guys. And I mean real hard. But, hey, I'm not 8-3. I'm not in first place in the division and second in the conference. We're just the lowly Cowboys that suck ass every year. 30 years since we've been to the promised land. But hey, the future looks a lot brighter right now than it did 3 weeks ago. I'm going to say that much. Because my guy, I believe, is over 900 yards on the season right now. It's not going to be a 2,000-yard season, but he doesn't have anywhere close to the amount of carries that Saquon has. But he is averaging 5 yards a carry. 1.2 yards more than your guy. And to put this in perspective, Saquon's averaging 3.8 yards a carry. I think Zeke his last couple of years was about 3.6. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. All right, people. We're almost done here for the day. And then got to try and see if I can get this couch over for E2 Blue. Peace.